It's been 2 decades since I heard my grandfather's wooden casket clunk against earthen walls, but I vividly remember the details of cemetery staff lowering his body into the ground. The graveside service had ended, and our family overstayed, not yet ready to say goodbye to this precious man whose prayers and life consistently pointed us upward. My gaze lingered on a waiting backhoe that hovered nearby. The workers assigned the grim task of burying my grandfather didn't know that he was the keeper of 1,000 family memories. They'd never witnessed his delight in tossing his grandchildren into the air just to see them laugh, listened in on the ping pong lessons he imparted, or glimpsed the sparkle in his eyes when he told a story. They couldn't have known the countless ways he had cared for his wife since the day they said "I do," or how this regal woman had collapsed in grief at the hospital saying, "Don't you leave me, Gerald," as his soul left his body. I knew all of that, and in the days following my grandfather's death, I learned still more. My grandfather spent his life shepherding a small Philadelphia congregation, impacting others' lives with little fanfare and great faithfulness. At his memorial service, those who came to remember him described how he prayed with conviction, played with joy, loved without judgment, and truly cared for people. In summary, his life was one marked by loving God and loving neighbor. He lived on mission and finished well. I have no doubt that he heard the words, "Well done, good and faithful servant," Matthew chapter 25, verse 23. Though I'd gained professional clarity on Hope's mission some years earlier, my grandfather's funeral offered personal clarity. It forced me to follow the rather morbid recommendation of the 6th century abbot Saint Benedict. Day by day, remind yourself that you are going to die. My grandfather's life and death offered an invitation to pause and consider where my priorities and daily decisions might be leading. While ministry was thriving, I was traveling too much, and I was willing to do more. Growth and advancing Hope's mission had become so important to me that I was regularly giving God and my family my leftovers. Time in prayer and study of Scripture was marginalized, and, in practice, if not in lip service, less vital than all the important work I had to do. Evenings at home were sacrificed for nights on the road, sharing how parents in faraway places were able to invest in their children as they accessed financial services and experienced the hope of the gospel. From the outside, perhaps I seemed to be thriving too. Nothing was obviously amiss or blatantly wrong, but in moments of honest reflection, I could recognize that small compromises had subtly recalibrated my course. My relatively minor scheduling decisions were, in the aggregate, taking a toll on my soul. I was working hard, but losing my way. Pursuing organizational growth strategies without similar intentionality around what mattered still more.